Good afternoon, everyone. This is Brad Matheny. Boy, look at this move in Bitcoin. Really collapsing over the last couple of days. We're really seeing this move breaking out below my flagging channel, and we could see a bigger breakdown in this trending mode. We could see it move back down here into the 55, maybe 52 area, which is really down in this area where it had set up before these lows. So be aware that this big aggressive move in Bitcoin wiping out is more than likely going to try to come down here, set up some kind of a low, maybe in the 55, 56,000 area, and then move back up into this area as I think this flag is still setting up very aggressively. We're moving into the early next week trending, and I really do believe that the SPY and the major markets could move into a very deep rotational low on Monday. And right now, we're seeing a kind of an aftermath of the US markets on what happened on Friday, carrying over into early trading on the Sunday. I think you're going to find that we're going to identify support. But we come back in here, say on a 15-minute basis, and we'll take a look. I think what you're going to find, yeah, you're already seeing it. There's the move. So there's the big selling from Sunday, moving into this move here. Today's the 4th. So here we come back over here. There's the 4th coming in, having this big selling pressure, finding support. And I think we rally. If we don't attempt to move lower at this point, I really do think we're going to see this thing try to rally back up into the 59 to $60,000 area and setting up for a potential good size move back on Monday, Tuesday. I mean, there is no reason why we can't have this support level, trying to get there to show you, on Bitcoin really resettle back over here. So here's our support. Here's where what I think is going to take place. And here's where it comes into play back over here, setting up the base and bottom. So we could just as easily work through this flag much quicker. We could just as easily rally back up out of this over the next couple of days, bounce around this area, and then make another attempt back up into this area very quickly, maybe by the 10th or the 11th, kind of in this area. So again, we're looking at, I'll go back to hourly. We're looking at a very big move in Bitcoin, a very strong washout low potential. And this is likely going to be setting up in gold and silver over the next 2 or 3 days, as well as the SPY and the NASDAQ. I think we've flushed out down here, given what's gone on last week with the Bank of Japan, with the currencies. I mean, I keep asking myself as I did the research this weekend, what changed? What's actually changed in regard to uh, 3 weeks ago till now? Yeah, Kamala Harris versus Biden, that's a big change. Bank of Japan raising rates, yeah, that's an okay change. Currency devaluation, yeah, that changed. But I mean, is the US economy crashing? Not that I'm aware of. Are we having a major global financial crisis? Not that I'm aware of. Are we entering into global World War III? Not that I'm aware of. And so I think this was a pretty solid, just a flush out that's going to resolve into flagging. So again, if if my analysis is correct, I'll get rid of some of this drawing and explain to you that we really are very likely going to try to find support here, roll up into this sideways flagging formation, and then roll up into this trend. And if my count is correct, we have an A, B, C, D, and this should move either into breakaway trending, or we're going to move into the secondary flagging formation, which will eventually become breakaway trending. And I think that's really the key element here, is that we are moving into rolling breakdown period that I think is going to flush, kind of like we had back over here. A rolling breakdown. It's going to flush out lows and it's going to rally back up. We are still in this consolidation phase. We could still see volatility, but I really do think we're rolling into a breakaway phase. And that's going to come probably here in late August or early September into some kind of a breakaway phase. It's probably going to be as we get more clarity with the election. And all weekend long, I've been working on a bunch of new tools. This is Bitcoin Daily. I've been working with this fib count system built based around my Fibonacci price modeling system that I've been building in TradingView. Very cool. I got to say, the language is extremely cool. Really enjoying it and really having a great time. But what's really cool about this is, when we come back in here and say we go down to 5 minutes, it's going to take a while to calculate the data, but you can see the trending. It is just so clear, the actual trending that's taking place in the markets. So this was a big, aggressive downward trend. You can see it take place very quickly as we roll downward. The shorter term setups react quicker than the intermediate term versus the longer term. You can see that we're getting bigger waves here. These are bearish waves compared to bullish waves. You can see that we're getting bigger wave pressure here compared to bullish waves. So the dominant trend is really at this point, compared, this was a bullish wave. We move into a bearish wave. It's much bigger. We have downward pressure here building. This is a little counter trend wave in price up here. Then we get into this big solid breakdown. Look at this counter trend wave here. Really nothing yet. This was a good reaction bounce, but really nothing as far as trending yet. And again, this is on a 5-minute basis. So now what I would be looking for is to get a move above this level right here to try to get into some real solid upward trending. So at this point, the intermediate system has gone into bullish trending, but hasn't mounted a big support range yet. And the longer term system is still in bearish trending. We have yet to flip. These are based on what are called standout, unique, and ultimate fib levels. So ideally, like I said, and we can modify these as we want in the setups. So we can go ahead and determine what we want as an ultimate, or sorry, a unique high-low system. And by just shortening the high-low system a little bit, we still have that confirmation of a very moderate trend compared to this aggressive selling. That means that this bullish wave didn't have a lot of momentum. So we shouldn't be overly aggressive until we get something that's going to be above this moderate wave here. So again, we're looking at this playing out and how it's working. And like I said, really looking forward to see what gold does here. I think gold's going to have a pretty good bounce for a day and a half. I think we're completely oversold, like we're seeing here with Bitcoin. Now, of course, if I go to hourly, we're not going to see a bounce yet because this is still downward trending and you're not going to see a real big bounce yet. But you can see how this works. Stronger downward wave, stronger downward wave. We're still in a downward wave cycle here. And you can see how strong this is. And basically, you can see even the counter trend waves did not come to any real quality of strength in these moves. So this is telling you that you really don't want to be trading this in a bullish mode. What you would be looking for is continued support up like this. This gives you some strength, some moderate strength. And you can see how over in this area, we finally broke above this previous area and or right here. This is very early. I mean, and so you can see that we're building strength, but we don't have any real breakaway yet. Breakaway happened here. But these work on any intervals, hourly, 10-minute, it doesn't matter. You can see how these play out and waiting for it to calculate. There we go. So we come back over here and look at that trend. Should be back here. And here we go. You can see how there's that same bullish trend and that same bullish wave. You can see how we get strengthening bullish waves, strengthening bullish waves, strengthening bullish wave in blue. Once we start to get that second wave mode here, we're getting into confirmation of an uptrend. This gives us the idea that we are strengthening in bullish momentum while we are waning in bearish momentum across here. Eventually, in an uptrend, you're going to see that we're going to get more stronger upward trending throughout the wave than we do in bearish trending. So that's why this is such a great little tool, because you can see we're building momentum, building momentum, building momentum, and then we get divergence right here. Divergence and divergence here. Meanwhile, the longer term system builds, and shows you what the actual waves are doing. So this counter trend wave here, this bearish trend here, really didn't amount to much down here. A very small counter trend wave. Okay, so let's just let this go for now. We're going to watch and see how this plays out. Really going to go back here to the 5-minute chart. Open this up, auto scale, and like I said, we're looking for some real strength back to the upside here. This low holds, and this is a deep low down here at 75,000. I'm looking for this to climb back up to 60,000 or a little higher, trying to reaffirm support. Okay, guys, talk to you tomorrow morning.